Committee and the House of Representatives, it overall will vote to hold Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress. What will then ensue is potential fines, thousands of dollars in fines. And the House of Representatives has the power, inherent contempt, to go and arrest Pam Bondi if they wanted to. It's an archaic rule. It hasn't been done in a long time. They theoretically can do that. So there are consequences, and Pam Bondi can't just run away from them. And it comes as Donald Trump is now angrier than ever regarding the allies, America's allies, refusing to support his efforts in Iran. This is from Lindsey Graham, one of the chief architects of the war in Iran. He said, just spoke to the President of the United States about our European allies' unwillingness to provide assets to keep the Strait of Hormuz functioning, which benefits Europe far more than America. I have never heard him so angry in my life. I share that anger given what's at stake. The arrogance of our allies suggests that Iran with a nuclear weapon is of little concern, and that military action to stop the Ayatollah from acquiring a nuclear bomb is our problem, not theirs, is beyond offensive. The European approach to containing the Ayatollah's nuclear ambitions have proven to be a miserable failure. The repercussions of providing little assistance to keep the Strait of Hormuz functioning are going to be wide and deep for Europe and America. I consider myself very forward-leaning on supporting alliances. However, at a time of real testing like this, it makes me second-guess the value of these alliances. I'm certain I'm not the only senator who feels that way, so he's questioning whether America should remain in NATO. And it came after Donald Trump put this out, saying that the United States has been informed by most of our NATO allies that they don't want to get involved with our military operation against the terrorist regime of Iran in the Middle East. This despite the fact that almost every country strongly agreed with what we're doing, and that Iran cannot, in any way, shape, or form, be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. I'm not surprised by their action, however, because I always considered NATO, where we spend hundreds of billions of dollars per year protecting these same countries, to be a one-way street. We will protect them. They will do nothing for us in particular in a time of need. Fortunately, we have decimated Iran's military, their navy is gone, and their air force is gone. And their anti-aircraft and radar is gone, and perhaps most importantly, their leaders at virtually every level are gone, never to threaten us or Middle Eastern alliances or the world again. He then goes on to say that we no longer need NATO, we no longer need Japan, Australia, or South Korea.
We don't need any of them.
But today he was in the Oval Office for St. Patrick's Day with the leader from Ireland. Well, he was kind of lectured about alliances. Take a listen.
Just gonna hold it. Just make a number of points. First of all, I think, notwithstanding what has happened, the transatlantic relationship between Europe and the US is very, very important on a number of fronts. And I think we've had issues over the last year that will be settled. And I think many of these leaders engage in review, particularly on trade initially. Remember all the fuss last year, but we got a landing zone between Europe and the US, and I think we can get a landing zone again. And I think I just met with Keir Starmer last week. The British-Irish relationship is very important. Churchill was a great wartime leader, although in Ireland it was kind of a different perspective in terms of during our own war of independence and so on.